Testing. Shalom. Shalom. Christ. Bear with me, Israel. Trying to get it started right now. Hey, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shamar Lataba Hashem Yahweh Shah. The water for tapping in. I appreciate it. Big boy, shalom. If y'all could, Salakia, any viewers out there, if y'all could put y'all name and city, you understand, so we could mark you down for attendance. Any questions y'all have, Baba Kashar, which means please in Hebrew, please on topic, you can put it in the chat. And if I can answer your questions tonight, I definitely will. Tonight we going over serving strange gods in the spirit of these God-forsaken holidays or so-called holidays that the world is going to be partaking in today. Nawan Yala, Yabashim Shabrakatak, the water for tapping in. I appreciate it, brother. Young man, Jesus, Yabashim Shabrakatak, the water. Okay, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabraka thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashim Yahweh Shah to the sisters. I'm Precinct Officer Karan Yahweh, the IHBK, under Commanding General Hana. And this is the Wednesday night law class. I'm going to be holding down class for Officer 1000 Natazab. So tonight we're going to be getting into serving strange gods. What it means to serve a strange god. You understand? Things of that nature. Salakia. I'm gonna share my screen so brothers and sisters can follow along as far as scriptures. If you could look in that room, that Pictorial Bible Dictionary. It should be in there. Salakia. Run through my notes real quick. And if I could, I'm gonna kind of make this like an interaction class. I'm gonna go over the scriptures and I'm gonna teach and ask questions as I teach, as a teaching method, if that makes sense. All right. We'll share screen. Okay, we're gonna go to the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 3rd verse. And it reads, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." Right? The Lord said we should not have other gods before him, right? Anybody in the chat out there understand what it means to have a God before the Most High? What does it mean to have a God before the Most High God? Anybody can take a stab at it. You see it? Idolatry. You own it, sis, but walk me down. Pretend that I'm a Christian or somebody that's a novice in the scriptures, and I'm inquiring what it means to have a God. Idols, same thing as idolatry, right? But walk me down. Go more in depth for me. Explain it a little bit more for me. What does it mean to have a God before the Most High? Because a lot of our people don't understand. A lot of our people, something you put before the Most High. That's absolutely correct, sis. You absolutely correct. You understand? Something that you put before the Most High. And a lot of our people, I'm going to give you a hand on that, sis. Most High Christ, right? Something that you put before the Most High. Something that gets in the way of you keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. I wouldn't say something that gets in the way of you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. When you said something that you put before the Most High, I would say this. Having a God before the Most High is reverencing something other than the Most High and worshiping that, as opposed to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So it won't necessarily keep you from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, but the law, statutes, and commandments are null and void to you because you worship something else. Like, for instance, right? Sorcery and worshiping another god goes hand in hand, right? And don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I could get the definition a different way. Don't even worry about it. But sorcery and worshiping another god goes hand in hand in this, right? Sorcery, as a matter of fact, hold on. Let me get y'all the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition for sorcery. Merriam-Webster's definition of sorcery. Right? And that's why I need that book. So it says the use of powers gotten with help of or by the control of evil spirits, right? Now, in a nutshell, sorcery is witchcraft using potions and spells. Sorcery is essentially being a drug dealer or a drug addict. You understand? That's what sorcery was. That's what people control substances. This is what certain people use to control certain people. You understand? This is why when you look into the religions of a lot of the, I forget what the Haitians, not all Haitians, of course, but I forget what is it called? The religion that the Haitian people use. Voodoo, right? And for my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, or I think this Dominican Republic, Santa Maria, it's the same thing. But essentially, a lot of their rituals that they have has a lot to do with drug use. You understand? And the worshiping of another god, the other god essentially is those drugs. You understand? Because when you got a person that is on any type of controlled substance, this is what they reverence, or this is what they revere to. They don't pray to the Lord to get them out of hard times, or they don't pray to the Lord or reference the Lord and following what he says does. They would rather just smoke weed and get high because that's really the God that they worship, if that makes sense. You understand? But Salaki, I'm going to go back to the scripture. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. What this literally means is worshiping something other than the Most High. You understand? If brothers and sisters celebrate Thanksgiving, there's nowhere in hell that you can worship the Most High, because that's not, a high holy day that the Lord gave us to celebrate. You understand? That's something that your slave master created in order to brag and boast about the conquering that he did to the North American Indians. You understand? Verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. When you get high, when you smoke weed, you understand, you bowing down to that marijuana plant. You understand? You worship those different tools that you use in order to ingest this controlled substance. You understand? Just like you got a lot of Christians, right? They wear crosses around their neck. They literally believe that this cross around their neck will protect them from evil spirits and any foul thing that might befall them as they go to and fro in the earth. You understand? As well as Muslims. The Muslims, they worship the Kaaba stone by taking a pilgrimage to Mecca, going to the Kaaba stone, and essentially damn near ready to lose their life in a scuffle with some other crazy ass Muslim that's going all the way out there and just to be able to touch that damn stone because they feel like this stone will bring prosperity, you understand, and peace in their life, which is the dumbest thing on planet Earth. You understand? Verse 5 from the top again. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Now, for the children of Israel to go with go through what we went through, like the Lord severed us from the Egyptians, right? Oh, Salakia. Giving unto false gods is considered sorcery as well. Jesus, you got to expound on that. Expound on that to me. Giving offering unto false gods is considered sorcery as well. I believe that's what you're trying to say. Expound on that a little bit more. The cross chains and the rosaries, crystals, absolutely. All of these things is, matter of fact, Jesus, I think I understand your question, right? The offering unto false gods is not necessarily sorcery, but the how can I put this? It can be in this, right? You can control somebody with, you can control people with hope. You understand? You can literally, just like they have done our people in this empire, have taught us that certain things will bring prosperity to your life, right? So, for instance, when you look at the Christian church, right, they don't tell you that celebrating birthdays is evil, nor do they tell you that Christ wasn't born like light incense and sage. Now, look, we light incense. I ain't burning no damn sage. I don't even think that shit smell good at all. You understand? But now we light incense, but we don't light incense to strange gods. Like, I don't have a shrine of Commanding General Yohana or some goddamn fish or whatever type of idol that I want to worship and light incense to and pray to him and all of that type of stuff. Now, we don't do that, but we will light incense just because it brings a soothing, a calming atmosphere to the room that you're in, especially while we teaching classes. It's just something that make the room smell good. You understand? But we don't necessarily light incense to other idols and things of that nature. But what can happen and does happen in most cases when it comes to offering stuff to other gods, a lot of these other cultures or religions or races of people that offer offerings to other gods, they have controlled substances that they partake in while they're doing these ceremonies. You understand? Like a big thing with a lot of those people, with a lot of them Asian people that worship Buddha, they smoked opium. You understand that? Like that was like a part of the rituals that they did. You understand? As well as East Indians. You understand? They worship Shiva. You understand? And smoked hashish or smoked cannabis. You understand? Because a lot of people don't understand that wearing dreadlocks is Shalab sis, Yahweh Shemal Athaba Hashem Yahweh Shah. A lot of people don't understand that dreadlocks actually come from East Indians. A lot of people don't understand that smoking weed and having dreadlocks is pledging your allegiance and showing your worship to the East Indian goddess Shiva. You understand? So it's not like bowing down or offering to these other gods or these statues. You understand? It's not necessarily the sorcery. That's not necessarily the sorcery. That's worshiping another god. But the sorcery is 9 times out of 10, these other cultures, when they are worshiping the other gods, they partake in drugs. You understand? If that makes sense. Salakia. Verse 5 again. Exodus 20:5 again. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. Now you got to understand, right? Hold on, Salakia. Give me 1 second. Now, of course, Moses is writing this to the children of Israel, and every word that came out of his mouth was inspired by the Lord. But the reason why the Lord said, I am a jealous God, is because he has to reiterate to the children of Israel, who are called a stiff-necked people, what he did to us in getting us out of Egypt. You understand? You got to realize The same thing, the same type of slavery, the exact same type of slavery that we suffered in America, you understand, is the same type of slavery that we suffered in ancient Egypt. If you need a reference of how much the Lord did for the children of Israel, imagine us getting the kingdom of heaven after what we went through in the Americas. You understand? Imagine all of the atrocities that was committed against blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and the Lord actually delivering us from that. For us to reverence anything else when the Lord did so much for us would be like spitting in our God's face. That's why the Lord said, I am a jealous God. You understand? I'm gonna read that again. Middle of verse 5. I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God. He said, I'm the Lord your God, and I'm jealous. You understand? And the reason why the Lord is saying he's jealous, the Lord wants his credit. You understand? The Lord wants what's due to him because he did so much for the children of Israel. Visiting the iniquity upon the children unto their third, the iniquity, of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. You understand? If you celebrate Thanksgiving, you understand, you hate the Lord. You hate the Lord's chosen people. You hate the fact that the Lord brought the children of Israel out of Egypt and made us a great nation. You understand? You hate the fact that the Lord made us his chosen people and the people that he set his name on. You understand? And this is why the Lord said he a jealous God. You know what a jealous person do, right? A jealous person wants to get even with you. You understand? Or wants you to understand that they feel some type of way about you disrespecting them. You understand? And that's what the Lord has done all throughout history. Soon as we forget about the Lord's reputation, he got to reiterate it again and hit us with another plague or hit us with another slavery. You understand? Or hit us with another nation of people that rule over us vigorously and slaughter us by the hundreds of thousands, right? Salakia. Let me get Exodus, the 32nd chapter. Bear with me. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves unto Aaron and said unto him, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what has become of him. So Moses is in a mountain, you understand, worshiping and praying to the Lord. And he'd been up there for some time. Now, the Israelites, of course, this is us leaving Egypt, you understand? And we are with Moses. And of course, we know the Most High has saved us, but we're looking at Moses to reverence the Lord to us. You understand? So when we get to the point to where, okay, now we nervous because we ain't seen Moses in a few days. You understand? Now, our mind frame is to go back into believing in the same things that we believed in while we was in Egypt. You understand? Verse 2. And Aaron said unto them, break off your golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. Aaron got weak. You understand? Imagine you got a whole nation of people with over 100,000 people, and they just keep pressing you daily. Man, look, we need a God to worship. You understand? Of course, all we know is Egypt at this time. You understand? So all we know is idol worship. We know the same type of stuff that we was doing in Egypt. We are embedded in Egyptian culture. You understand? So Aaron, he get weak. He like, look, man, y'all give me all y'all gold and I got y'all, right? And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool. After he had made it a molten calf, and they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Now, what's the significance of this golden molten calf? Give me 1 second. As a matter of fact, I got a question for the chat. Does anybody know why Aaron made a calf or a golden cow for the children of Israel to worship? Does anybody know the reason why this idol or this statue was chosen to be worshipped by the Israelites? Anybody out there? I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds. If don't nobody know or don't have an idea, I'll give it to you in a second for time's sake. Oh, the water. Appreciate it. Where was it? Oh, appreciate it. Anybody out there understand why Aaron chose to make a golden calf for the children of Israel? Okay, the sister said, what was the question? Sis, why did Aaron choose to make a golden calf for the children of Israel to worship when they asked for a God to worship when Moses was up in the mountains worshiping the Most High? I know you know. Anybody out there know? Anybody? I'm going to ask the question one more time in case nobody heard me. Impatient. No, you're right, sis. They were impatient. But the question I asked was, why this specific God? Why this particular God? Why a golden calf? Now, you're right, sis. They was impatient. You know how Israel do. They were impatient. But why the golden calf? Why this specific God? Why did Aaron choose to make the golden calf versus a snake or owl? You understand? Or a statue of Moses? Why did he choose the cow god or the god of this golden calf? Almost gave it to y'all. What?
I have an answer.
You got an answer?
Yes.
Come
on. Because the gold was worth something.
No. That was a good guess, but no. That was a good guess, but no. Imagine Egypt, right? We just came from Egypt. We lived in Egypt. This is a place where we know what we know. We know the Egyptian culture. We do what Egyptian people do. No sweat says I got you. We do what Egyptian people do. Why did Aaron make a cow of God, seeing that we just came out of Egypt? I just gave it to you.
Because the Egyptians worshipped gold.
No. No. Oh, you had it. You almost had it.
Oh, wait.
You almost had it.
Worship cows?
Huh?
Because they worship cows.
Absolutely. Michaela, you right, sis. It was familiar. And the reason why it was familiar is because the Egyptians, matter of fact, Salakia, let me share my screen real quick. The Egyptians, they worship one of the idols of Egypt was a cow god. It was a god of fertility. I'm gonna show y'all it. Salakia. Right? Let me see if y'all can see it. And of course, this guy went by a few different names, but this is just a quick search. Hathor is the Egyptian goddess of cows, and she was often depicted as a cow or a woman with cow horns. She was associated with many positive aspects of the female identity: fertility and motherhood, love and joy, beauty, so forth and so on. You understand? But this is why the children of Israel chose to this is why the children of Israel not the children, but this is why Moses chose to create the god of this calf, you understand, because he knew, him being a brother that lived and grew up in Egyptian culture, he understood that the children of Israel were looking to go back to where they just came from spiritually. You understand? Salakia. Verse 5. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. And the Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. This is the same type of spirit that the children of Israel have today. In hold on, Salakia. This is deep, sir, because our people are impatient now and choosing what's tangible. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. And to even drive your point home, not choosing what's tangible, but choosing what's familiar. You understand? Just like you just said. Like, I had a conversation with my Issacharite brother the other day, right? And I was talking to him about Thanksgiving, and the brother was telling me basically, and you hear this all throughout Israel, right? Of course, people, that's not the truth. They still celebrate Thanksgiving, even though they know the history of it, even though they know that it's a fucked up holiday, right? Just because it's tradition, it's what they've been used to. It's like this. I like to use Minister Farrakhan as a great example, even though he's he a Edomite on his father's side, but I like to use him and his congregation as an example. This nigga quotes the Bible. I've never heard him quote the Quran. Have you? I ain't never heard Louis Farrakhan quote the Quran. You understand? I've heard Louis Farrakhan say, we are the children of Israel thousands of times. Meanwhile, he still practices the faith of being a Muslim. He still practices the religion of Islam, but he'll tell you that black people are the children of Israel. That's a contradiction. And the reason why they still do what they do is because they don't want to give up being a Muslim because it's so familiar to them. Because this is what they're used to. You understand? Salakia. Verse 8, they have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and worshipped it and sacrificed thereunto and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. The Lord mad. He getting at Moses like, look, man, these people, your brothers and sisters have corrupted themselves. And that's exactly what we doing by eating this goddamn turkey and ham on Thanksgiving tomorrow. We corrupted ourselves. We about to sit up and literally, because it's tradition, just like us coming out of Egypt, you understand? In these times, being an Israelite is all over the goddamn TV, right? It's all over YouTube. You don't even if you're a black person on planet Earth right now, and you claim that you've never heard of black people being the real Jews, you either are off the grid somewhere up under a goddamn rock, or you a liar. Because everybody, like Vladimir Putin put up a picture of black Jesus Christ. Everybody knows something about an Israelite. Like, and this how you know I know, right? I've been in the school for a little minute now, right? I got family members and relatives that have called me about one of my distant cousins that are in a fake Israelite group. Now, mind you, it be relatives that I ain't never talked to about this shit at all. They'll call my mama, and my mama call me and be like, oh, you know, he's an Israelite too. In the back of my mind, I'll be like, we all fucking Israelites, but you niggas still is indulging in whatever the hell you want to indulge in as far as your religion. But for y'all to have a conversation about him being an Israelite, oh, my son do that shit too. You know something about what we got going on. But just like these people leaving out of the land of Egypt and going through the wilderness, it ain't like the sister said, they impatient. Something that they're familiar with is the gods of the Egyptians. So rather than to throw away the tradition of Thanksgiving that we've been taught by Christianity and in this empire, niggas still finna keep eating that turkey. Oh no, I had a brother sneak this a nigga online last year, right? Because of course, around these times, I do the same shit over and over and over every year. You feel me? If Christmas come around, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna throw a little jab at Christmas online. Thanksgiving come around, I'm throwing a jab at Thanksgiving. I'm gonna call niggas suckers when around Valentine's Day, when these niggas is about to buy they bitch something, and this bitch been being a demon to you since the last fucking Valentine's Day. But since it's Valentine's Day, you gotta cater to this bitch, right? I'm roasting niggas December 25th morning when they take pictures with their wife or whoever the fuck this broad is to them in matching pajamas looking like a dummy. So when you in the truth, now of course, the zeal to wake my people up is the spirit behind these posts, right? So no shape, form, or fashion am I, oh, you dumbass niggas and all this type of shit just because I feel like I'm better than niggas. No, that's not the case. The case is, bro, I know something that's important to all of us. Let me go ahead and use my social media account to bring awareness to what the fuck I got going on, because it's changed me and made me a better person, right? But you got niggas in the world that'll feel some type of way about these posts. I had one brother, of course, you know, but I ain't gonna name him. It's my nigga. I love him to death. But they'd get online and be like, oh, what's wrong with us fellowshipping? Yeah, we know this is a white man's holiday, but we ain't kicking with no white people. And we can't fellowship on the holiday and eat food with our relatives. And these niggas got iPhones and Jordans and all this type of shit, but claiming they hate the white man. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? You feel me? But I say all that to say this. That same spirit of not wanting to let this shit go, when you got a nigga that was like, I'm living proof that the truth is real to a lot of people that I grew up around. Because when they see me, it's, damn, this nigga, he different. He always got that damn star on his neck. He always got that Israelite jacket on. And then they want to get to talking to me about this shit and all this type of shit. And of course, you know, I'm a give you some knowledge when you inquire about what I'm on. But I ain't pushing this shit on nobody. You feel me? But y'all can see what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? But the spirit of these brothers and sisters that's leaving out of Egypt, the Lord just took these niggas out of slavery. Soon as they get out of slavery and they go and get tough, fuck that shit. I want to go back to slavery. I miss the flesh pots. That's what they gonna say. I'm gonna read that in a minute. Salaki. Salaki for being long-winded. Okay, where was I at? Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. He said, I've seen these niggas. They are stiff-necked. Like, you niggas hard-headed, bro. I've been giving y'all rules, bro, to live by since y'all got out of Egypt. Soon as this nigga Moses spin off for a couple days, a week, or whatever, now y'all want to go back to being slaves? Oh, these niggas got me fucked up. This is what the Lord is saying for real. Like when he say I'm a jealous God, when he say they are stiff-necked people, man, look, listen to this. I'm going to jump back up to verse 7. And the Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. I'm gonna give it to y'all in layman's term. I'm gonna give it to you in a East Oakland niggas words. These niggas got me fucked up. I did all this shit for y'all, and you niggas made a golden calf and said this is what's brought you out of Egypt. Man, I'm finna kill all these niggas. This is what the Lord is saying. Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. That's like you having 5 kids, right? 4 of them don't listen to what the fuck you just told them to do. Y'all better clean this damn room up. Y'all clean this room up, get this house together. When I come back, I got something special for all y'all. Or clean y'all rooms up, right? That one child goes in there, does exactly what the parent says. It's either you get your ass whooped or you get this treat, right? Or get whatever the hell it is. And the parent walk in the house and they see 4 of the kids playing in dirty ass rooms, and that one kid in the back is, you know, and I ain't talking about you. Right? And that one kid in the back is, they got everything together. They just sitting there waiting quietly, patiently in their room, waiting for whatever treat or present that they gonna get for honoring and obeying the parent. What's gonna happen is, now of course this is on a smaller level versus the Lord dealing with a nation of people, but all 4 of them kids finna get their ass whooped. And everything, let's say they was gonna get some money. Let's say the treasure was some money. The parent might say, you know what? I'm finna beat all y'all ass and I ain't giving y'all no money. That one child that listened, they getting all the money. That's essentially what the Lord is saying. He like, man, look, do not try to talk me out of this, but I'm about to kill all, Salaki. I'm about to unalive all these niggas. And then I'm going to make a nation out of you. You understand? Verse 11. And Moses besought the Lord his God and said, Lord, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou broughtest forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy wrath, from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people. Moses loved the children of Israel, and so does the Lord. Because if the Lord didn't love the children of Israel, he would have said, fuck that, Moses. I'm finna kill them, and you, everybody Mosesites. You understand? The scriptures say the Lord's greatest attributes is his mercy. You understand? We've had so much mercy from the Most High God throughout generations of us being a hard-headed and stiff-necked people to him. It's 2024. World War III is on the horizon, and you still have niggas about to celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. Salakia. I'm gonna drop that. Let me get another script. Bear with me. Boom. Let me see. Let's go to Judges, the 2nd chapter. Let me see what this is. Change gears real quick. Judges 2. Let me see if this is what I want. Okay, Most High Christ. It's the book of Judges, chapter 2 and verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Baalim, right? Now, once again, this is us serving another God. You understand? And the Bible says we did evil in the sight of the Lord. You understand? Salakia. Shit. Now, of course, essentially, these guys that we're going to serve, that's contrary to the Most High Yahweh in the Bible, are going to be guys that require us to do some weird shit every time. You understand? And I'm gonna get Molech in a second, right? But Salakia, it says, and they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods. When we talk about the Most High, the Bible references what the Lord did for us in bringing us out of the land of Egypt, because that was some amazing stuff. Like that was the Lord having mercy on us back then. Like, you got to understand, right? Imagine if you as an individual are a slave to somebody. They feed you bad food, right? You wear the worst of the worst in clothing, right? You got to work in the hot sun from sun up to sundown, right? Your living conditions are poor. You're being beat constantly, every day. And I'm talking about this. Just put yourself, you one individual person. Somebody got you locked up in a backyard, and you're a slave to them, and they're being a cruel slave master to you. And then somebody comes one day and frees you out of that hard bondage. Wouldn't you be grateful to that person that does that? You would be forever indebted to that person and be willing to give up everything that you can ever think of having in the future to that person. Well, that's how the Lord wants us to be to him. He did that for us. Now, of course, reincarnation is real. Coming out of the land of Egypt, like, especially when you think about the slavery that we served here in America. Us being children of slaves right here in America, nigga, you can feel slavery right now. Even people that's not in the truth, they feel slavery. Like, I don't give a damn who you are. If you're a Black, Latino, or Native American Indian person in America, you know goddamn well white people had your people in slavery at one time. And you know goddamn well something in you, you got to look at them Caucasians a little bit different at times, no matter if you try to befriend them or not. You understand? Because it's natural to understand what it feels like to be a slave in this country when you know that your ancestors went through hell. We all can feel slavery. You understand? Like, when black people talk about slavery, it's, man, we've been suffering in this country for 400 years. Nigga, you 25. How the fuck you been suffering for 400 years? And the reason why is because, yeah, he's 25, but it actually did happen to him too. Now, of course, he don't remember the physical slavery of it, but he still carries the pain and the trauma of him living in the conditions that he lived in today. Black people, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we need to understand why the Lord keeps reiterating that I am the Lord, your God, which brought you out of Egypt. Nigga, I'm the nigga that saved y'all. I should get all the glory. The reason why you shouldn't have no other God before me is because no fucking other God saved you like I did. This is why he's saying this. That makes sense to you? Right? Verse 12. And they forsook the Lord, the God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked them, and provoked the Lord to anger. Where was the fucking God of Baal when we was coming out of Egypt? Where was the God of Ashtaroth? Where was the God of Molech? Where the fuck was this cow God when we came out of Egypt? It wasn't them. It was the Most High. It was Yahweh who created heaven and earth. You understand? Verse 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. This is what the Lord do. This is an ass whooping of this is a reoccurring ass whooping that the Most High, our Father in heaven, is giving to the children of Israel. He gonna put all y'all in slavery. Your sons is gonna die by the sword. You understand? Your daughters are gonna be taken advantage of in every shape, way, form, or fashion. You understand? You're not gonna be prosperous. These people are going to oppress you and spoil you and rob you over and over and over and over again until you niggas get it right. I don't want to say this, but I have to. Somebody in the black community is going to die tomorrow night. Mark my words. You know why? Because it always happens like this. When you choose to serve another God, or you choose to indulge in the customs and the festivities of other nations of people that's contrary to our laws, somebody always dies. Like, remember a couple years back, somebody got unalived at they family house over a goddamn plate of food for Thanksgiving. You remember that? Not Zab. This brother is surely a prophet. I think the same year, I want to say this was like 2022, but the same year, not as I've said, man, somebody's house might fuck around and catch fire because of them Christmas lights. Their house, there was a story of somebody's house catching fire because of Christmas lights. I had to look at that nigga different, like, Salakia, sir. you kind of like dangerous with this shit. You feel me? But this is what happens. Like the scriptures say, everything that was written before time was for our learning. Throughout the Bible, give me some water. Throughout the Bible, every time we went against what God told us to do, we died. We went into slavery. You understand? And we got the short end of the stick as far as our nation being subjected to another people, right? And you find it throughout these scriptures from the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, up until the New Testament, right? Verse 15, whithersoever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil, as the Lord has said, and as the Lord has sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed. Nevertheless, the Lord raised up judgments which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. Come on, man. And this is Barakatah Yahweh Shah for Commander General Yohana. You understand? For the seven heads, for Abba Bivens, for the Lord reissuing us a pure truth in this empire in 1969. Because once again, like he did with Moses, like he did with all of the prophets, like he did with Daniel, you understand? Like he did with all of the prophets, you understand? Salakia. Like he did with Nehemiah, you understand? Jeremiah, Ezekiel, you understand? Hosea, like he did with all of these prophets. The Lord has mercy on the children of Israel when he teaches you through men, through another prophet that he raised up, how to get yourself out of the situation that you in because you went and disobeyed the Most High, right? Salakia. Damn right, sis. Okay, where was I at? Two 11. Let me change gears real quick and let's get into sorcery, right? Go to Leviticus 18 and 21. We'll change gears real quick. Let's get into sorcery a little bit. Then I'm gonna jump back into worshiping the other guys. Of course, this is all tying in with each other. You understand? Oh, Salakia. No. We'll get into sorcery in a second. We're gonna get into this god of Molech, right? This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. You got any idea what that's talking about? Pass through the let your what is a person's seed?
I don't.
Where do apples come from?
Tree.
What is used to plant the tree to make apples? The seed, right? From a seed sprouts fruit. The fruit of human beings or the seed of human beings are their children. right? The Lord said, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. I got a question out there, chat. Does anybody know what it means to let their seed pass through the fire of Molech? You want to take another guess?
What's the meaning of the God?
That's a very good question. You want to know what that God is, right? What is Molech, right? Or who is Molech, Salakia? Anybody out there know about the God of Molech? Mm-hmm. Let's get into it, right? Malak, Molech, or Molech is a word which appears in the Hebrew Bible several times, primarily in the book of Leviticus. The Bible strongly condemns practices that are associated with Molech, which are heavily implied to include child sacrifice. Now, do you understand what it means? What does it mean to let your seed pass through the fire of Molech?
Not to sacrifice children.
What does it mean to sacrifice your children? It's simple. Sacrifice your children. Pass through the fire of Molech. No.
Kill your children?
Say that again?
Kill your children.
Absolutely. So let me explain to you, right? Okay. The Canaanites, right, were a tribe of African people, right? What they did was Salakia. What the Canaanites were into was Salakia. Is this it? Hold on. Okay, that's the same thing. What the Canaanites were into was they were into child sacrifice in hopes for a better life. Now I'm gonna explain how a lot of our people sacrifice their children today in hopes for a better life, literally and figuratively, right? Traditionally, the name Molech has been understood as referring to a Canaanite god. However, since 1935, scholars have speculated that Molech refers to sacrifice itself, since the Hebrew word milk, or I don't know what that is identical in spelling to a term that means sacrifice in closely related Punic language, right? Now, hold on. Let me see. For time's sake, I'm going to just explain to y'all what the god of Molech was, right? So now, Molech was Salakia. Get y'all back to this. So Molech was a a big statue, right? Like I can't tell you how big the statue was. Probably anywhere between 5 to 8 feet, but a big statue, right? And I believe the statue was that of an owl. Hold on, let me get my facts straight. Right. This was um a statue of a bull, a big bull, right? And what they did was this statue was a large statue with his hands out like this. I had his hands out like it was receiving something, right? So what they used to do is they would light this statue on fire. Now, of course, most likely the statue was made of some type of metal. You understand? And what they would do with this statue is they would light the statue on fire and get the hands of the statue nice and hot. And what they would do is they would bring a small child to the statue and set the child in a burning statue's hands and sacrifice the child in hopes for a better life. They would literally unalive their child to this big statue in hopes of prosperity in their life. Now, of course, you don't understand this today, but the same spirit of somebody sacrificing a child is embedded in abortions. You know what an abortion is, right? Right? So a lot of times, young girls that get pregnant with babies, they go to the abortion clinics and they have the baby unalived and sucked out of them because they feel like this baby will hinder them from having a productive life, and it will stop them from achieving what they want to be, even though this young girl probably gonna grow up and work at fucking Walmart somewhere. You understand? But the spirit of aborting your child is the same spirit as sacrificing a child to Molech. You understand? Because these young girls, they poor. They don't really have too much going on in their life, and they feel like a baby will stop them and keep them in a lifestyle of poverty, right? So, in order for them to have hope of having a better life, they go to the abortion clinic and sacrifice their child exactly how people used to do back in ancient times with the owl, or not the owl, the god of Molech. You understand? And the reason why they believe that they can't be prosperous with a child, them being young and them not having the resources, is because Christians will not tell these young girls that it's murder in the Lord's eyes to unalive this child. On top of that, the prosperity doctrine of Christianity is if you don't have money, then the Lord is not with you. Or they Christianity makes you a spineless human being to where your Christian pastor, he looks like he's doing well for himself, right? But behind closed doors, the reason why he's doing well for himself is because we give him all of our money in hopes of having a better life. So your Christian pastor will tell a young girl, yeah, you can't take care of that baby, so you might as well go ahead and get an abortion. That way you can be prosperous in your life, and this baby won't hinder you from having a bright future, right? It's the same type of spirit that sacrificing a child to Molech was back then. The only difference is this is actually coming from the only difference is they're not using a physical statue to actually do it. And they're subtly and what's the word I'm looking for? They slickly influencing our women to kill their children, because the propaganda will tell you, as far as the neighborhoods that we grow up in and the type of conditions that we live in, they'll tell you that it's not healthy to have this baby because you already can't take care of your damn self, so you might as well get rid of that child. When our sisters go to abortion clinics and unalive 350,000 babies a year, that's a lot of people, ain't it? 350,000 babies a year, right? Watch this, Lena. How many black people die from gang violence a year? How many black people died from homicide in the United States in 2023? That's crazy. Only about 9,000 people in the United States that were black died from being murdered. Right? So you know what that says? Hold on. How many Latino people died from being murdered in 2023? Let's look up these statistics real quick. Salakia. In 2023, they said only about 9,000 black people died from being murdered in the United States. Okay, hold on. Number of people shot to death by the I didn't even ask for that. But the moral of the story is, right, the majority of black, Latino, and Native American Indian people dying in this country per year, the majority of them are dying in abortion clinics. It's crazy, right? That makes sense. And this is the reoccurring theme of our people worshiping another God. A sister does not understand that if she go have an abortion, she's worshiping the god of Molech unbeknownst to her. Just like, hold on, let me share my screen again. Give me 1 second. We're gonna talk about Christmas. I'm gonna get the sorcery at the end of the class, right? It says the pagan origin of Christmas, a reminder. Christmas was originally a heathen festival celebrated on the 25th of December in honor of the birth of Tammuz, Ezekiel 8 and 14. Now, Salakia, hold on. And they referenced a scripture for us. We're going to get to that. Okay, boop. Hold on. Bear with me. Also called Baal, the sun god, the son of Semiramis, Semiramis, the Babylonian queen of heaven. And Semiramis or Semiramis or Ishtar or Esther, you understand? Or Easter, which is where the name of the holiday Easter comes from, namesake of Esther or Ishtar, which is Semiramis. This was Nimrod's mother. You can read about Nimrod, I believe, in matter of fact, Salakia. Let's get, is this Genesis 11? I believe this is probably going to reference Nimrod in a second. But Nimrod was hold on, give me 1 second. You can read about Nimrod in Genesis, the 10th chapter, right? So I'm gonna just read this article, right? And this Babylonian queen, Semiramis or Ishtar, this was Nimrod's mother, right? I'm gonna read the article. Hopefully, they give you the history of Nimrod and his mother, which is evil and disgusting as hell. The celebrations included hymn singing in the street, riotous merrymaking, feasting, drunkenness, and the giving of gifts. You ever seen a cartoon where they come and knock on people's doors and sing Christmas carols? That's where they get this shit from. The Africans, the Babylonians used to do this shit back in the day. Semiramis or Ishtar or this Babylonian queen, this was the mother of a dude named Nimrod, right? Nimrod, hold on, Salakia. We're going to come back to Ezekiel, the 8th chapter. I got to show you all this. Let's go to Genesis, the 10th chapter and the 8th verse. Okay, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 8. And Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. Now, the Cushites, or today they would be your so-called Ethiopians, Eritreans, Somalians, and a place called Djibouti, right? These are a lot of East African tribes. You understand that comprise of the tribes of Cush. You understand? Your Nipsey Hussles, Tiffany Haddish. You understand? So forth and so on. But Nimrod is one of their forefathers, right? And Nimrod was a king on planet Earth. He was the first person to rule the whole earth at that time. And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Asser and builded Nineveh, and the city of Rehoboth, and Calah, and Resen between Nineveh and Calah. The same is a great city, right? So now, I believe in Genesis the 11th chapter, this is when you read about the Lord severing different nations of people and splitting up their languages and basically, separating the sons of Adam, right? And the reason being is because, matter of fact, Salakia, I got to get that. Genesis 11:1. And the earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said, one to another, go to, let us make brick, and burned them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and slime, and they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the Lord, with the children of men, builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one language, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. The whole earth at this one point in time is together in unity up under Nimrod, right? So what Nimrod began to do, he began to give men on planet Earth orders, and the orders was, let's build a big ass tower so we can go fight against God. That's exactly what they wanted to do. So the Lord sitting back on his throne in heaven like, what the fuck is this dumb shit they doing? And of course, you can't beat or compete with the Lord. So he's like, man, look, I'm finna just confound their language, because if everybody is together, they're going to do corrupt shit all the time. During this time of Nimrod being a ruler, this is when you have the early origins of the celebration of Christmas. You understand? Now let me jump back to the the pagan origins of Christmas. Right? So it says to celebrate, remember, Semiramis or Ishtar, which was the queen of Babylon, this was Nimrod's mother. Not only was she his mother, she was his fucking wife too. Disgusting, ain't it? This dude procreated with his mother and had a son, and Tammuz was the son, because I believe Nimrod died in battle before he was able to see Tammuz be born. You understand? And they're gonna get to the origins of everything, right? So it says the celebrations included hymn singing in the street, riotous merrymaking. You understand? These niggas was going around doing all type of crazy stuff all throughout the streets. You understand? In a joyous fashion. You understand? Feasting, drunkenness, and the giving of gifts. Ain't that what they do on Christmas, Lena? Don't they eat a whole lot of food? Ain't somebody always of course, we ain't celebrated that shit in years, but somebody's always at a Christmas party drunk. You understand? They always eating food. They exchange gifts, and somebody always singing songs. This is December the 25th before Christ was born. This ain't Jesus' birthday, because they've been doing this, right? Among the Romans, these pagan ceremonies, known as Saturnalia, were held in honor of the victory of the Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun god. It's the same thing. It's the same god as the Babylonians. The Romans just put a white face on this god, right? Over the darkness and the winter solstice, right? The sun god, because the winter solstice is what's going on during the last, I don't want to say the last months of the physical year. You understand? They celebrating basically after winter, the sun god is going to prevail over the winter solstice and the darkness. So they celebrate Christmas in preparation for spring to come, because the sun god is going to win in the end. You see how dumb that shit sound? You a kid and you know there's just different seasons. It's going to be fucking cold and raining and snowing in some places. And then eventually flowers and shit is going to start growing. The water has been, the earth has been watered enough. That way, when the springtime comes, these damn flowers and stuff can sprout out and everything's going to look nice. As practical as that sounds, these people came up with the dumbest stuff, you understand, that you could actually think of to be the reason why we have different seasons. When you look in the Bible, it literally just says, hey, there's seasons. It's going to be cold throughout this point in time of year. It's going to be sunny throughout this point in time of the year. It's time to harvest throughout this time of the year, so forth and so on. But these other nations that celebrate strange holidays and worship these strange gods, there's got to be some type of philosophy to go on with this stuff. And for the most part, these people are high, right? The sun god in Saturnalia ceremonies was likened to a small child. The pagan festival was taken over by the Church of Rome in the 4th century to commemorate the birth of Christ. The name Christmas is a combination of the name Christ and the word Mass, the Roman Catholic Mass. Not only Christmas as a whole, but also the festivities associated with it are of pagan origin. Instead of the child Sol Invictus, there's a popular Christmas crib with a doll as the child Jesus. You ever seen on cartoons? They have like a shrine of the baby Jesus. They got that shit from the Romans, right? Slakia. What a flagrant flouting of the second commandment. How awful the blasphemy in representing the eternal God and human nature as a doll, even though that's BS. Christ is not God. How idolatrous and worthless the religion that has a doll for its God. We ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto God, or silver or stone graven by art and man's device. The decorating of an evergreen tree was part of the worship of Tammuz or Baal, the sun god of ancient Babylon. Through the Church of Rome, the Babylon of the apocalypse. This act of Baal worship had been handed down through the centuries. Deluded Protestants, by setting up Christmas trees in their homes, schools, and churches, are guilty before God of upholding and perpetuating a particular practice to worship Baal. How can anything connected with the worship of Baal be pleasing of the Lord? Was it not the countenancing such work? What was it not for countenancing such worship that the judges of the Lord repeatedly fell upon the people of Israel of old? Absolutely. Like, worshiping another god would have got you unalived by our high priest back in the days. Now watch this, right? I'm gonna show y'all go to Jeremiah, the 10th chapter. I'm gonna show y'all Christmas in the Bible, right? And then I'm just for time's sake, I'm gonna explain to you a little bit more of the pagan origins of Christmas, right? Nimrod, who married his mother and got her pregnant, died before his son was born. So when she had a baby, that baby Tammuz, which was his son, right? Her being the second in charge of the earth at that time. Remember, Nimrod ran planet Earth at that time, and everybody on planet Earth did what that family told them to do. So her being his successor on his throne, she made a decree December 25th was Nimrod's his date of birth. You understand? Now, it wasn't called December 25th at that time, but of course, you know, they had ways of measuring the time, because heathens, they measured the times and the days to the T. That's what they did. They worship the signs of heaven. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But what she did was she instituted a festival or a feast day or a holiday in the name of her fallen son / husband Nimrod, right? And what she did was she ordered everybody to put an evergreen tree in their house, right? In putting the evergreen tree in your house, you had to offer up gifts to Nimrod by decorating it with silver and gold, right? Now, if she came to your house and you didn't have an offering of silver and gold, like her and her men came to your house, you didn't have an offer of silver and gold. You ever seen that star on top of these people's Christmas tree? That star represented somebody's head getting cut off for not following the rules of them sacrificing their silver and gold to this god Nimrod. You understand? Salakia. Let me stop that. Boop. Share screen. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Salakia. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Listen to this word that the Lord is talking to you, family of Israelites. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. You know what it means to be dismayed at the signs of heaven? The word dismayed means to be taken back or to, matter of fact, Merriam definition for a word dismayed. Dismayed means showing feelings of alarmed, concerned, upset, worried. The Lord is saying, do not worry at the signs of heaven. You know what the signs of heaven are, right? When you look up in the sky and you see stars and a full moon or a half moon or it's cloudy or the stuff that you see in the sky, you shouldn't even be worried about that shit. That's what the Lord is saying. Because the heathen, these other nationalities of people, they'll look up at the sky and see clouds coming and be like, oh shit, it's the end of the earth. Or they'll look up at the sky and see a half a moon and be like, oh man, the earth is falling, or we about to fall. Like, they will think some crazy stuff when it comes to looking at the constellations and the stars up there. The Lord don't want us to worship the things that he created. That's why he said, don't be dismayed at the signs of the heavens, because the heathen are dismayed at that. They don't believe in the Most High Yahweh like we do. They don't understand that the fucking sun is not a god. The sun, like a heathen nation, they're so dismayed at the signs of heaven. They see the sun rise every goddamn morning and bow down to it like it's really the Most High God that created earth. The Lord said, don't be like them. Don't look up at no goddamn star or moon and worship that shit. That's what he's saying, essentially, right? For the customs of the people are vain. You know what the word vain means? Vain means it has no meaning to it or has no substance to it. You understand? Like, you got Christians that say, oh, I can speak in tongues and start saying shabla habla habla habla. That shit didn't mean nothing that I just said. It's vain. It means not a goddamn thing. You understand? right? So the Lord said the customs of the people are vain, meaning the type of activities that they do it for no goddamn reason. It has no substance to it. It doesn't matter that they do that. They're not doing it for, like, for instance, a lot of Asian people, they have pictures of dead relatives on their walls. I seen this shit with my own eyes when I was younger. They got pictures of dead relatives on their wall, and every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they will cook a meal for the whole living family, make a plate for them two dead relatives that's on the wall, and set the plate right there like they really gonna eat that shit. They set this plate of food. You got people starving on the streets. They set a plate of food in front of a picture of two dead relatives, which the dead relatives can't eat none of this shit. What's up, mama? You said what? Okay, come on. All right. I'm finna come over here and grab her key. Right, sis. Don't be moved or don't be worried. That's exactly what it means, right? Salakia. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cut up a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. Let me ask you this. Where do people get these goddamn Christmas trees from that they put in their house? The forest. This is before they celebrated Christmas that we know today. This is a long time ago, right? It says they deck it with silver and with gold. Don't they do that with Christmas trees today? God telling us, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Do you know what it means to learn not the way of the heathen? Exactly. Most High in Christ. Don't do what these dumbass people do. That's what the Lord is saying. You understand? Because they go cut trees out of the forest and they put it in their house. It says, and they deck it with silver and with gold, and they fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They put this damn tree that they took out of a forest and fasten it with silver and gold. You understand? And you know the little thing up under the Christmas tree, like the little base that they got to put them on it, and they got to fasten it so the shit don't move, so it don't fall over. They was doing this back in these times. This was before Jesus was born. You understand? As a matter of fact, this is before the Roman Catholic Church was around. Matter of fact, of course, Christ is before the Roman Catholic Church. This is before the Romans were in rulership. This is before we lived amongst white people. Around this time, we live amongst Africans, right? It says, they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. When it said they must needs be born, meaning you have to carry this tree. The word born is spelled B-O-R-N-E. Not born like having a baby, but born meaning to carry this somewhere. You understand? This tree can't speak. It can't go nowhere. And it has to be carried. But yet these people worship this damn tree. It makes no sense. You understand? Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. We should not worship Christmas trees. You shouldn't worship your slave master and following the holidays that he taught us to follow. Salaki, let me go back to Ezekiel, the 8th chapter. Was it 14? Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8 and verse 14. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was towards the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. I want to say this is during the time of the Babylonian captivity, right? Everything that we do here in America, this is what we did back then, right? Oh, Salakia. Let me jump up. Yeah, but around this time, this is Salaki. Let me jump down. I'm gonna keep reading. Verse 15. So now this is our people doing what heathens do. We are weeping for Tammuz. Remember, I told you Tammuz is the god of this so-called Christmas tree back in the day. But now our people are worshiping Tammuz. We celebrating the same customs. You understand? They crying for Tammuz because they had this so-called Christmas tree in their house with ornaments of gold and all this type of shit. They were still doing the same type of sacrifice, right? Verse 15. Then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. Oh, it was worse than this. It wasn't just sisters sacrificing their gold and silver for this god Tammuz. It was worse stuff going on that the children of Israel was doing. Watch this. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house. This is in the temple. This is in our holy sanctuary, right? And behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs towards the temple of the earth, and their faces towards the east, and they worship the sun towards the east. Remember, Tammuz is a sun god, right? We still following these same customs as following the Babylonians during these times of Ezekiel, right? Because this is the Babylonian captivity where we learned all this shit from, right? Verse 17. Then he said unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. You know what it means to put the branch to their nose? Salagia, sir, if I may, could the Most High also be talking about us not worried about the signs of heaven mentioned in Luke 21 and 25? Hold on, Salagia says, let me get that. Let me read that and get that for you. Says, I got a question for you too. In Ezekiel, the 8th chapter and the 17th verse, do you understand what it means for us to put the branch to our noses? And that's going to bring me into my last topic. Let me get that scripture for you so I can read it and catch up with you. Luke 21:25. Luke chapter 21, verse 25. His heart fallen for fear and for those which are coming earth for the powers. Show you. Okay, hold on, Salakia. No, I don't understand. Okay, no sweat, says got you. Hold on, give me 1 second. So you said Salakia, so let me answer your first question. Salakia, sir, if I may, could the Most High also be talking about us not being worried about the signs of heaven mentioned in Luke 21, 25 to 26. Absolutely, sis. Right. Okay. So the Lord said, don't be worried about the don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven, meaning don't worry about that, right? Because we have a duty to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? If we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, we shouldn't be worried at the signs of heaven. We should be worried at the signs of the times, right? Meaning this. If you see Hamas and Israel going to war with each other, you understand? And nobody's seen any nation touch a hair on them Israelis' heads since the 1940s, then you should absolutely be aware of the signs of the times. But to be worried about the signs of the heavens or the signs, excuse me, the signs of the things that's going on in the heavens, we shouldn't be worried about that at all. You understand? So to answer your question, let me see. Since like if I may, could the Most High also be talking about us not being worried about the signs of heaven mentioned? We shouldn't be worried about the signs of heaven at all. We should be worried about the signs of the times. You understand? Being worried about the signs of heaven does nothing for us. You understand? The Lord is like, we don't know when Christ is going to return, right? All we know is through hope of these scriptures, we waiting on Christ to return. There's not going to be some supernatural thing that happens out in the signs of in the heavens with the constellations, the stars, the moons, and all of that type of stuff that's going to get us prepared for Christ returning. So to worry about the signs of the heavens makes no sense. Now to be worried about the signs of the times make perfect sense, because what's going on in the atmosphere is not what's going to determine if Christ is coming back. What's going to determine when Christ is coming back, or Christ coming back in the time and the season that Christ will come back, is the signs of the times. Most High Christ is. Okay, so you said you don't understand what it means by us putting the branch to our nose, right? Think about it like this, right? When it says we put the branch to our nose, when a person smokes weed or smokes cigarettes, you understand, tobacco, you put that joint up to your lip, which is right up under your nose. When it says they put the branch to their nose, our people were celebrating Christmas. Back then, it wasn't called Christmas. You understand? It was called the worship of Tammuz. You understand? But our people was worshiping the same. Our people, like standing on the corner, LOL. What you mean, like standing on the corner, sis? I don't understand what you mean. But our people, during the time of Ezekiel, the 8th chapter, brothers and sisters was celebrating Christmas. You understand? Of course, it wasn't called Christmas back in those times. We were celebrating the worship of Tammuz, right? We had the trees in our house and sacrificing gold and silver and giving up offerings to Tammuz. You understand? Feasting, right? Eating, worshiping for baby Tammuz like they worship baby Jesus, and niggas was smoking weed and cigarettes back then. That's what it means to put the branch to our noses. You understand? Now, Salakia, bear with me while I get these last little precepts. Let's go to Leviticus, the 19th chapter and the 31st verse. Hold on, Salakia. I think I can get a better one than this. Let's see, 18 and 21. Nope, that's not it. Okay, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Hold on, Salakia. Let me see. I want to find a more practical one. More practical one. Salakia. Exodus. I'm going to go to Exodus 22 and 18. The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 18. Salakia. Okay, I was thinking like a punishment, Salakia, standing on the corner. Now, to put the branch to your nose is talking about indulging in sorcery, right? Niggas was getting high back then. The book of Exodus chapter 22 and verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, right? Now, let me show you all this. Hold on, I'm going to unshare my screen and show you exactly what the Lord means by witches, right? And sorcery in general. This is a book, The Water, the Officer of 5,000 Kasar Bakad. This is a book called the Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary. This book, of course, references certain words in the scriptures that you might not have knowledge of or understanding what those words mean in context of it being in the Bible and certain passages in the Bible. So this book just gives you clarity of certain words that you otherwise wouldn't understand as opposed to it being in a different book, contrary to the Bible. Because some of these words, you will read them in here in the Bible, and it'll mean something totally different than something else. All right. So now we're gonna get the word. Okay, the first word that I got that I'm gonna read for y'all is wizard. All right, Shalaki. Y'all can't see this, but this is wizard on page 898. Salakia. Let me go back to show y'all exactly what the Bible is trying to say regarding wizards and witches and things of that nature. I'm going to go back to Leviticus, the 19th chapter and the 31st verse, I believe. That's where we were at. The Lord said he suffered not a witch to live. Salakia, Exodus 22 and 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Right? Leviticus 19 and 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Now let's get that definition. I'm going to give you 3 definitions before I end the class. I'm going to give you the definition of wizard, witch, and sorcery, right? So hold on. Let me see. I got wizard right there. Okay, witch, page before this. So we're going to start off with wizard. Page 898. Wizard, a male or female magician or sorcerer, one acquainted with secrets of the unseen world, or an intimate acquaintance of soothsayers, right? So I'm going to read that one more time. A male or female magician or sorcerer, keep that word sorcerer in mind, or sorcery, one acquainted with the secrets of the unseen world, or an intimate acquaintance of soothsayers. One, it says, one acquainted with the secrets of the unseen world. You know how you get acquainted with the unseen world? You high. Niggas on drugs. This is exactly what this is talking about, right? Let's go to witch, right? Witch, a woman in early England, also a man in league with evil spirits. To practice sorcery is sometimes translated, Salakia. It's translated in ASV, often in RSV. Now it has scriptures, Exodus 22 and 18, which we just read, Deuteronomy 18 and 10, Second Chronicles 33 and 6, 2 Kings 9 and 22, Micah 5 and 12. Salagia, I believe that was it. It means witchcraft is associated with this, right? A woman who is a medium, so forth and so on. Now let's go to that word sorcery, right? This is on page 806. Sorcerer or sorcery, right? One who claimed to have supernatural power or knowledge. He often used magic potions and was considered to be in league with evil forces. The practice of sorcery was widespread in ancient times and was regarded as an evil practice of Israel. Practice of occult arts and prevalent in the New Testament days. Simon of Samaria used sorcery, but was converted under Philip. And Paul and Barnabas found a sorcerer, right? Now, hold on. There was a key part in it. It says sorcerer. He often used magic potions and was considered to be in league with ancient or what's like with evil forces. Them magic potions, that's drugs, right? Now hold on. Let me it was another. There was another definition that drove it home. Salakia. Give me 1 second. What's this? Salakia. Give me 1 second. Trying to find that definition that I had. Yeah, but Slaki, y'all get the picture. I can't. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I believe I found a scripture that'll drive it home. Go to Galatians 5 and 12. Or the 5 and 20. Okay, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance. Now, in the New Testament, if you look up that word, witchcraft, right? Perfect, right? Hold on. Let me show y'all something real quick. Real quick. Most High Christ. Now, I'm gonna switch to the Blue Letter Bible, right? This is a great study tool for people who like to look up words, right? Oh, they don't let me do it. Let me see. Okay, look. So we're gonna go to the okay, Most High Christ. Right? Now we're gonna go to witchcraft, right? The number for the Strong's word for witchcraft is G5531, and it's pronounced, hold on, Salakia.
Strong's G5331. Pharmakia. Pharmakia.
It's pronounced pharmakia, right? Pharmakia being the Greek translation or pharmacy, pharmaceuticals, things that talk about medicine, right? Now hold on, Salakia. So in English, this is witchcraft. Teaching class. In English, this is witchcraft. Salakia. It's easier to use on the phone. And I'm trying to get y'all the definition of it. Witchcraft. Okay, here we go. So pharmakia, right? Translates to witchcraft in English. You understand, has the same meaning as sorcery and witchcraft. It says the use or the administrating of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it. You understand? So When you use drugs, right, you are literally worshiping a idol, and that idol being the drug that you use. You understand? And sorcery is the biblical name of drug use, right? With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabrak, a thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar, a thumb Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Sister Michaela, the water for being so attentive in class. I definitely appreciate your feedback. My sister Nazam Amna, the water for tapping in, sis. Young man Jesus, the water for tapping in, brother. Nawan Yala, the water for tapping in. I definitely appreciate y'all feedback. Most High in Christ for another excellent class. I hope I gave you guys some clarity about what it means to serve other gods and to indulge in sorcery. You understand? And so forth and so on. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, General Muhammad Scripture Breakdown class, which is around 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow on the ISUBK Sacramento, as well as the ISUBK Oakland page for Officer of 5,000 Kasar Pakad Scripture Breakdown class. That's going to be after General Hyman's Scripture Breakdown class. With that being said, Shalom, Israel.